Hey everybody, Avery here, and today I am doing the second part of my seasons in different types of paint series, or whatever it's called, but now I am doing the winter piece, and it is in the opposite corner of the autumn one, and it is an oil paint, and if you haven't seen the autumn one, check the link in the description and I will have it there. And I will also have a playlist of all of them if you're watching this after I finished all the other ones. But I just finished this today. It took me over tons of days because one, I don't have any mediums for oil paint. So I can't really add it. I don't have any mediums to add so it can dry quicker. So I had to wait days for like the first thing to dry. And right now I'm using a fan brush to blend the colors, and that actually really helps. And if you're using oil paint or acrylic, if you use a fan brush to blend the colors, it really does help, and it makes it kind of a smoother transition. So right now I'm doing the skin, and the skin was really hard for me to do because I'm just really bad at skin colors, and I had to mix so much. You should have seen my palette that I used. It had just so much wasted paint on it because I couldn't get the color right, and I just mixed up a really ugly either greenish brown color, and I didn't want like any green in here. I wanted it like the whole thing. Every color has a little bit of blue in it, so that's why. But the base-ish color of the skin, I went over it with a kind of like a bluish tint, so it's a very light bluish tint. And I put tape around the border so it would be a clean line. Again, I am blending it with the fan brush. And now I'm just doing the shadows. In the final piece, the shadows don't really show up as, how should I say this, like, distinct or as bold as right now, because I went over it all with a very thin layer of paint. So I took probably like a week-long break doing this because I recorded another video, but then got deleted. It was actually my Arts Next video, so we're not having another Arts Next video, which I'm really, really sorry about. But then I tried to do a draw the skin video of something that I found when I was like, drew like a super long time ago. Again, it got deleted. So if you see this one didn't get deleted, so I just decided to finish the painting, even though I really wasn't in a painting mood. So at the very end, you can see that I kind of just wanted to get done with it, and the crown and the little snowflakes flying off her head are really bad, so. The thing about oil paint is, for me, is that I like to be really messy with it, so it's not a smooth, like if you look at it from like the side, it's not smooth, and it's all layered. It's a bunch of layers. But for acrylic paint, I like to make it really smooth. So I paint differently with all of my paints. So, and I'm sorry, my head's here, but yeah, I'm really sorry about that. I just didn't really know that it was like that. So I don't think in any of the other clips my head is in the way, thankfully. But again, with acrylic paint, I like to do it really smooth. With oil paint, I like to do it really messy and layered. I haven't really used gouache that much to tell you what I use gouache with, But then with watercolor, I think it's more like my actual drawing style with watercolor. I just think it's another thing that I can color my drawings with. I'm more used to watercolor than all the other paints, so I feel like my watercolor piece will be the best. And you can kind of get a glimpse of my palette of how much paint there was on it, even though it's a little thing. And here I'm using a toothpick to get the little line in the mouth. So now here I'm doing the hair, and the camera got flipped around, but I don't think it really matters. But now I'm doing the hair, and it's a darker blue color. And so the hair took me not as long to mix, but I kind of gave it a blue purpley tone. And also, in the last clips, while I was doing the crown and the little snowflakes or whatever, not anything else, but while I was doing the crown, I was listening to Hamilton, so I was singing to it the whole time. So I was like, that's what, if you see like there's some breaks, I was searching for the soundtrack and just singing to it. So yeah. And the speeds are really weird because I was experimenting with how speeds work. If I did a time lapse in the regular thing and just put it on here, or if I sped it up in iMovie, but that's just, it's just really weird. So in my next video, it should all be the same speed. And here I'm doing the crown, and you can see I got a new palette because my other palette was all gross and disgusting and stuff. But I am doing the crown now, and this is when I'm listening to Hamilton, so I have my earbuds in, just listening to it and singing to it, because it's amazing. I know, I'm kind of late on the hype train, but how can it be that amazing? And for a person that actually really does love musicals and really does love singing, it's just amazing. The crown, at first I did kind of just like a whitish blue, but then I added a little bit of a darker blue to the bottom, and then more white, and I just kind of blended it, so I was just doing it like really fast. This probably only took me like 10 or 15 minutes. Well, actually, let me see how many songs I did listen to on the Hamilton soundtrack, because I started it as soon as I started to sing. So I listened to, let's see, like 15 minutes, maybe 20 minutes. 20 minutes of doing that, so it didn't take me very long. And here I was going through on my phone, so that's why there's a gap there. Hey, so now I'm doing the mouth and a little bit more of the mouth, the eyelashes, and the eyebrows. So I'm doing it with a dark blue because I couldn't find my black paint. See, I was going to do it like a really, really dark blue with like adding black to it, but I couldn't find my black paint, so I just decided to do it in blue. I tried to use my mixing spatula thing. I don't know what it's called, but I tried to use that to do the snowflakes, but it just kind of failed, so I just did it with a paintbrush, and those also kind of failed, but at least I got something on the thing. And this is just more proof that I really didn't work hard on the crown part. I really sped through it, so the ending kind of got cut off a little bit, but here is the finished product, and I hope y'all like it. Bye!